Monty is okay. Let's see what the answer is going to be. It's the Shuriman theme, and I like this so much. The fact that Faker can go back to one of his all-time comfort picks and deny it from BDD at the same time is brilliant.
As the Alistar will get banned. The Misfortune was the other option I was thinking about. Is they took the Alistar away from Keria, but this does allow Guma to just kind of slide in with a very strong laning pick that has insane follow-up to the Cannon ultimate, to the Azir ultimate on the KT side. But the Feathers can be a good follow-up, and if you're the one who's constantly setting up the engages with the Vi, Taliyah, with the Renekton engage, and you're ahead, it doesn't matter. It still works. You know, you're going to close that gap. The low range isn't going to be an issue. There's so much insane keep away and turn here in T1's composition. They've got the strong early game Poppy here, the Cannon ultimate, the Azir ultimate, the Misfortune follow-up.
Oh, it is a full house here at LoL Park for the Telecom War. And already we have Vision turned off, and Keria is going to have to flash very early on, as we're going to just do the same thing. It's a bit of a do-si-do.
The winner of this is Zeus, who's pulling the Renekton, you know, pushing the wave in is, okay, here we go.
Yeah, Pyosik fighting against Oner here, who does manage to steal this one away. There's a lightning rush over. The stun comes out immediately, though, from Perfect. And Pyosik going to get smashed into the ground. The flash out from Oner as well, as now Zeus is in an extraordinarily uncomfortable position. Seismic Shove is going to miss, and oh my goodness, is it going to work? The turret! Oh, he was almost out of there.
Almost.
And Zeus still only level 4. Oner's going to move around, though, and there's the Vault Breaker to get Pyosik out.
Shadow the Yordle.
All right, Faker going to take a little bit of a ride across the rocks, but BDD not going to be able to find that shove. He was also able to roam up, sort of the power of being able to surf on the walls. I don't know about that one, Beryl, but it's going to be a 1v1 between Gumayusi and Deft right now. Not a lot of mana left here for Gumayusi, who does get snared.
3-6 is going to be tough.
Yep, Slicing Maelstrom is going to be used on the minion wave, and now Perfect just trying to get towards it, wants to get the mana as wants to get the experience. As Oner was tanking this one up, we've got dives everywhere though, as Beryl goes in and straight up whiffs. That's going to be the crash down from Keria to try and buy some space, and Gumayusi should be falling here somehow. It almost worked, but it is going to be the 1 for 2.
Then turn on the stuns and say no.
Right now, there's a Magnet Storm and a Bullet Time, and Featherstorm does need to be used. In comes Oner, though, as that's Beryl almost surviving. Deft also being able to get a fair bit of damage back, as now BDD throws down the wall. Keria going to knock him off. That's going to be so much damage onto this Taliyah, and Seismic Shove is going to miss. BDD has to flash to get out.
This is so frustrating if you are a KT fan, but here, I mean, Guma just does so much damage. Keria is set up for this. It's the easiest combo in the book. Meanwhile,
yep, Seismic Shove is going to be utilized here. The Renekton Taliyah combination, some Shuriman friends are going to be able to take down the little Pikachu guy, as T1 now looking to try and answer, but Beryl pretty slippery.
Just head back to the top lane instead.
Well, Pyosik really wants to kill Gumayusi, and he is just going to press the button and go for it. The quickness is down as well. Gumayusi is extraordinarily dead around the map, and they already have so much lane control. It's going to mean that if BDD does... Oh, never mind. Speaking of BDD, they do get the shove onto Beryl underneath the turret. The Emperor's Divide. Nicely done there from Faker.
Okay, we'll see something before that.
Yeah, Perfect is just going to pre-dominance and try and keep himself alive, and it ain't going to work at all.
Traded back some kills, right? They're only about 1,300 gold behind. But this Renekton is just never going to be relevant, it feels. Even with the kill in the plate he picked up earlier, he's just so far behind that Pyosik can't even try to...
Going to park himself here once again. Might be another dive opportunity as Beryl sweeping out some vision. And BDD's coming down as well. Should mean that at least the turret is going to be taken. You can see the bottom lane sort of moving back in, but this just leaves Perfect up and available once again. No Dominus this time. Heroic Charge going to come forward. I've seen this movie before. This time it's going to have a different ending. Any sort of 5v5, any sort of setup. I really am intrigued as to whether or not, you know, KT can make it work, as I've seen this on the top side of the map. It's going to happen once again as there's the flag forward from Perfect. He avoids the Emperor's Divide, and then Pyosik just goes through it. Vault Breaker comes down, but it's not going to be enough. Keria is going to pay pay for his sins, but he flashes out of the way. Bullet time to celebrate.
Sure, Guma's ult didn't get a ton of value in terms of damage, but it helped make sure that KT couldn't follow up further. And they're going to get a turret for this as well, it looks like.
Yeah, all 5 of them are over here. Seismic Shove goes wide. Perfect soaking as much of this as possible, but this is a foregone conclusion.
Pretty well, but it doesn't necessarily matter because it's Xayah and there isn't setup for it, and the rest of the map is on fire. And I think the MF, even slightly less economy, she's not that far behind, is still going to have a huge play or a huge part to play in this game. And this particular team fight just makes sure that KT can't continue to chase here, as Oner's very low, Keria also low, but with that bullet time at the ready and Xayah's teleporting
Making his way forward, he's spotted on that control ward, and there we go. Perfect still going to get tagged with the shuriken, and Faker comes down. Renekton is very much going to die. It's just whether or not KT can find anything as a result of it, and the answer is going to be maybe mid lane out of turret.
And I play this and get some control of the river back. Perfect has TP in 10 seconds.
Oh,
too late.
This dragon is still up and available. Faker is going to go golden, but there's the quickness. The bullet time is gigantic, though, and even Faker's sweep is going to work beautifully. Now Def, yes, he pressed the Feather Storm, but he comes down into hell once again, and T1 are going to wipe the map of KT. And Perfect, he just respawned. He's like, where did my friends go?
Is when the engage comes through. As look at KT here, they think, okay, we collapse onto Faker, we have Weaver as well. Oner doing such a great job frontline and gets the double knockup during the zone. He said, yes, he doesn't have getting hit here, but look who's also being defensive, who's bodyguarding Faker. It's Guma over the wall, and the cannon ultimate is just really for cleanup. This really, I feel like, sinks into your brain when you watch this team fight. How many... But alone isn't enough to rush the Baron, so playing very respectfully here are T1.
Yep, perfect. Gonna get slammed into the wall here, almost a bait, but not really, it just kind of takes free damage. As Beryl getting vision in. Being able to at least see that the Baron is going to be a problem. He wants to try and escape from the Steadfast presence, but that's getting a little bit difficult. Do whatever he wants. It is getting a little bit difficult here, as you can see Def finally taking a bit of damage. That is a seismic shove. They get a stun onto Keria, who crashes out of there. Still, it's 50% health almost of a Rel. That's what they get for managing to find the angle. BDD, if he gets another one of these shoves, though, it could be an important moment here as quickness from Beryl. He looks for the angle. Oner just says no and presses W.
That was a little tricky way for him to try to do it, but Oner just is like, nah.
Yeah, the R for W trade is a rough one.
30 seconds after, or for 30 seconds before this Baron expires, the Elder will spawn. So T1, again, don't even have to get permanent damage done here. They would like to get an inhibitor and then just be able to kite back easily, but so far, pretty heroic defense from KT.
Yep, and now we've got Faker having to use that Zhonya's once again. Oner taking a lot of damages. There's the bullet time. That's going to get the doubles, and Zeus just cleans up the back line. Seismic Shove does nothing. Emperor's Divide does everything, and T1 will cleanly ace KT. They were very patient with that play, but this is going to be the last one of the game. Surgical from T1 here in game number 1, and some well-needed revenge for them in the telecom war.